Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to Coffee and Stuff Like That. In today's episode, we are going to do it in a very special way. I have my friend here. She's called Scholastica Kadhure. We are work colleagues. We have been working together for over 2 years now. We have been friends for a long time. Adikwa book launch, she was there. She spoke at my book launch. So I'm so excited to have her here so that we start today's conversation. And today's conversation is about our society, our culture, and our opinions about what we think about where we have been born from and what we are doing with our lives. So, Scholar, welcome. Salimia watu. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Scholastica. I'm a friend of Irene. I have come to support her, and I am happy to be a part of this conversation and give my 2 cents to what I think about our society and where we are going and where we've been from. Thank you.
Sawa, asante sana. Karibu. So, I have been thinking, and for most of the part, as I started the conversations, I was talking about our decolonization, the concept of decolonization. And then an idea ilikuwa inanikujia kwa akili. I know you, for instance, I don't know if I should share this, but umekuwa ukishare na mimi. You're telling me that you don't see yourself having children in the future.
Yeah.
But kwangu, for me, I had this idea, in the future, maybe I'll have children and maybe the naming and everything. And when I speak about that, watu wako like, you have to name your children after your parents because, culture and everything and language and everything. And so I have been asking myself, and I don't know, I should ask you also what you think about it. Do you think that our tribes, they play any role or they will have any role in the future? Like, kwa society yetu, where we are going, will it have any role in our future?
What will have any role?
Our tribes, our languages, bituka hizo, do they have any?
I feel like they will always have a role, but it's more of we have to come to a place where we are giving it its position in the society. In the past, it used to be like when you are, for example, me, I'm a Meru. When you are a Meru, we were doing things the way Merus do, but now we are very open and we know so many things. So in a way that if I'm in Meru, if I'm with my family, I'm a Meru, I can do things that Meru do. If I'm in Ushago, everything is okay, but but it is not my whole identity, like the way it was for our parents. It's not my whole identity. I can use it when I'm around people who are talking Kimeru, like when I'm in Ushago, I can't let it go now. People are starting to say, oh, you're getting away from your culture. I think it's okay when something doesn't work, and we start having a conversation. How are we going to live? Because we are not going back, and we just have to accept that. We are not going back of saying, now we'll start wearing, I don't know which kind of clothes. We are going to start living, which we are not going back. Even what we are doing right now, podcasting, it's something that is here in the present, and in the future, it's going to be even bigger. So there's no going back, and we just have to accept that and start having conversations on now how are we going to live from here henceforth, and have it boldly. Not saying, oh, I don't want to say this. Like, for example, when people are talking about these child-free conversations that people are having, yes, it is coming like a movement, but it's not really a movement. It's a place of women now have choices. And that is, for some people, they'll start saying, oh, now women think they're all this. But no, it's just women have choices now. And women are not going back. There's no going back. Now it's about, if whatever you want, you now have a choice to go for whatever you want. We are a variety of people. Just go for what you want. If you want a cultured person, they are there. There are people who love culture and they love our African traditions. There are people who love westernization. They love how civilization is. So it's not a matter of choosing, because people are putting us in a corner, like you have to choose. If you are taking Western concepts, it means You are no longer
colonized
cultured
or something.
Yeah, you are colonized. You are no longer cultured. You don't care about your culture. So what should you do? Because you're wearing a suit, stop wearing a suit because it's Western. It doesn't make any sense. So we just have to move forward and start having conversation, the difficult conversation that we don't want to have. Yeah.
So for you think like westernization is like a good thing, ni kitu tunafaa embrace, or is it like venye all the time when we talk about it like westernization, tunakanga tukiongea like it is the white man who has taken advantage of us. So we are fighting the white man, and that's why we are trying to embrace our culture and everything.
Yeah.
So, do you think like hiyo mali tumefika as a society and the way we are as Africans, are we past beyond that? Like right now, it's no longer about westernization, but progress.
I think it should be about progress, not westernization, but I don't think we are beyond that. Some people are, some people are not. In our country, Kenya, in Nairobi, we can say a majority of us, we are beyond that. It's no longer westernization, it's just progress. Because I feel like if there was no Western culture, maybe we could have gotten to these things later. But at the end of the day,
we could have progressed this way.
Nevertheless, we could have still progressed this way. So it's not about westernization. Like for me, when I was in campus and I was saying, I'm not sure if I'm going to have kids or something, there was no westernization. I didn't even know it's a thing until now that it's a very big conversation. I didn't know it's a thing. Mm-hmm. And then now that people are having that conversation, people are saying, oh, you are being westernized. Oh, it's a decision, and it is like the women from back then, it was not even a conversation. It was not even a thought. You could not have that thought or a thought of saying, if I have kids, I'm going to have a helper. Like those were not conversation. We were already, our culture was
haikuwa inatuallow to think like that.
Yeah, our culture was this is how we do things, and it was okay. There's nothing, we can criticize it, but it at that time, it was not a bad thing. That is how we were living. It was not about, it was like this. It was a very bad thing. That is how people are living, and this is how people are living now. And it's just a matter of accepting and moving on and finding a middle ground that we can, continue and looking at things in our society and in our culture that gives us a certain perspective of being like, I still value this about my culture. I still value this about my culture, and just moving on from there. People, I think the problem is, it's not even about Africa or Kenya. The problem is as a human being, as a race.
Yeah.
We want to put human beings in a box. This is how things are supposed to be done. And now we are having like a shock all over the world that people have different interests. They love different things. You can't put a human being in a box. You can't. People love different things. And it's about when you meet someone, be curious enough to be like, you're meeting a human being. You're not meeting I don't know, an
robot,
AI, a robot thing.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3,
no, you're meeting a human being. Be curious about them. Be curious about their belief system. Be curious about how they see the world, and that just move from there. We want to, when you believe in something, like let's say, this is a very controversial topic, but let's say you're a Christian and you meet someone, maybe without looking like a Christian, because like in Kenya, we say someone is a Christian because they don't have, maybe they're not wearing maybe a hijab like a Muslim or whatever. So you're like, that is a Christian, but you don't know.
Yeah, you make an assumption.
Yes, just meet someone, be curious enough to know them, and be open to other people's belief system and other people's ways of living. Because even yours, all of us, we think we are right, but even your belief system, for another person, it's very strange. But you think you are right.
No, you are okay. Like, this is normal. This is how it should be.
You think you are right. You think like, what do you mean? I'm not strange. This is, who is not thinking like this? We are not thinking like that. You are thinking like that. We are thinking something else. So the same way you want someone to be open to you and to be open-minded and to just to be curious about who you are as a human being. Just, I think that openness and that curiosity should be across.
Yeah. Okay. I have another question. Have you ever felt the need to hide or downplay your identity to fit in?
I think I have, but maybe when I was a bit naive about life, when I wanted to fit in, there's
When
just
did it
that
click? Like what
feeling.
changed? Like made you like realize like I'm downplaying myself. I should like.
I think I can say there was no particular point that it hit me. Oh, I'm doing this and this. No, it was more of a progressive thing.
Kwa kuja kwa realization like I'm downplaying myself.
Yeah, it was a progressive thing. And then sometimes because I don't know how to explain it to call myself a philosopher or anything, but I love thinking about things, about society and about all these things. And when you think about some things critically, you see that the people you want to fit in, even them, they are downplaying themselves. So where are you fitting in? You know, sasa unaanza kuangalia watu alafu uko like, the way you are thinking, it's not even something to be admired. But then I come here, I'm bold, I'm whatever, but I'm like, oh, so this is how people do things, and you're starting to like, you don't want to be like, unajifanya nika uko na kirere or anything you want. But no, even the people, first of all, even them, they don't know what they are doing. You don't know what you are doing. You are just living. Now, the only way for us to progress is everyone with their not knowing what they are doing, but they have their own passions to just do their thing. And then uko like, wow, so as a human being, we can reach this place. But even that person who has reached that place that we are admiring, even them, they had just the boldness to just do their thing and to be who they are. But history ya kukua like, downplaying is not even some concepts. Thinking about them, it's a very old concept, a concept that don't even make sense, because you are downplaying yourself to who? I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another question is, do you believe that Africa can become first world? And is it Africa is like Africa yote, ama is it a Kenyan thing? Ama unafikiria aje? What is your opinion on that? Because tumeka all the time tunauziwa story ya Pan-Africanism, sijui what, we are being sold. We are seeing people maybe Maju, the way they are living their life. Na si tuko hapa, we are struggling. Where we have come from, tunaangalia, and then we are like, by the time I reach where these people are, it will take a lot. So what are your thoughts about that?
The thing is, I think I'm very controversial, because I feel like I don't know how to put it.
Just put it the way it is.
Yeah, Nini, as Africans, I feel like, first of all, on a personal level, on everyone's personal level, we should just start doing our best in our own lives. Equate to a personal journey in our own lives. Kama maybe you are in the corporate, you do your best, like in every area that we are in. Emotionally, intellectually, you are doing the best that you can, and you're being the best person that you can be. And then through that, unaanza, as people, we start inventing things that work for us. Because at the end of the day, hizo first world country, they were doing things that were working for them, and they became first world. There are things we are going to, of course, borrow from them, because wameshafika maybe place enye bado sisi ndio tunaenda. But we can also do things that work for us. It's not necessarily society, we are lazima tufike sijui wanafanya hivi tufanye hivi. It's no longer about that. It's just about what works for us. Nini ndio tunaweza fanya, like programs gani ndio tunaweza ninizo zinatusaidia as a society, and moving from there. And we can, I don't think, kwa sababu hakuna, at the end of the day, we are all human beings. The only difference is, are you bold enough to follow your dreams, ama to follow what your passion, or what ignites you, what makes you not sleep well at night. Ukikumbuka tu hivyo like, when will I ever do this thing? So na feel, kwa sababu venye hata we were talking with you the nini earlier tukisema, at the end of the day unapata mtoto wa first world akimaliza shule, they're just concentrating on themselves. But here in Africa, we have black tax. Tukimaliza shule, we don't have that support system. Now you can follow your passion without,
without caring about other things,
caring,
focus on your passion only.
It's not like that. So we are going to do things our way, and we are going to reach where we are going to reach. So ukimaliza shule, there you can most of us tunaandikwa. By that time unalipa black tax and you are still struggling to like find yourself as a person. So it is all that. So
by the time you're catching up, life has catch up with you.
By the time alafu bado unapata tunajiwekea the same. It's like tunajiwekea the same mindset of first world. Kama saa unaanza kujiambia, by this age I'm supposed to be married and having kids. Na saa hizo tu maybe ndio umemaliza kusomesha mtoto wenyu wa high school. Sasa you are starting to concentrate on yourself. So I think it's just about being very real with ourselves as Africans and even as Kenyans, and even on a personal journey. Kukua like, I know watu wanasemanga wakue married by 25 ama wanasemanga make it by whatever age, but this is my journey and this is where I am as an individual. Na sasa nitafanya juu sasa unajua hii pressure ya age na whatever na first world and all these things inakufanya ukuwe na pressure ingine, even you can't do what the small thing that you can do unashindwa kufanya
because the pressure is too high.
Kama kuna this hata sijui ni just a businessman but alitrend kwa sababu ya kuambia watu uko 30 years old na uko kwa line ya Super Metro nini like it doesn't even make sense. That conversation doesn't even make sense. Na nashangaa, how can you be a grown up and still think that like that? But what can we do? People are who they are. Kwa sababu at the end of the day, people have their own personal journeys. Na people have their time enye vitu zimefunguka for them. So just kama wewe make it at 25,
show others grace. Don't
show
their
others
journey.
grace. Live your life. Kama whatever you want to do, you do. But ukikuja to other people, just let them be, because you don't know the lives of other people and you don't know what they are going through. So na feel that is on a personal level, but you can also take that on a national level or even as a continent to be like, na hizo country tunajicompare nazo zilipata independence I don't know when.
Years, 100 of years ago.
Like it's a very long time. Wao wamekuwa wakidevelop wakinini. Sisi tumepata independence the other day. So we are doing the best that we can. Ni venye tu I feel like the most important thing ni inaitangwaje? Deconditioning yourself from how we've been raised as a culture and also as Africans. Juu tuko na so many conditionings.
Conditioning ni like ni mambo za culture like decolonization na westernization, ama conditioning ni mambo ya personal growth, ile unasema hizi ni beliefs zenye tumebelieve as a society like we need to change. Tuko na beliefs all round in every area, in every aspect tuko na belief system, like tuko na belief system even as a when you're talking about colonization and whites and whatever, we still have that, I don't know how to call it. It's like we see them as superhumans, better than us. And I was telling you the other day, I think as an individual, you have to be in a position where you are very honest with yourself, because I was finding myself, I was seeing a white person and you feel the need of giving them a better treatment than the rest of the people.
Na ujaika hivi and you ask yourself, how come? But there's this thing, you just been raised, wazungu, they have money, they have whatever. So that is at the back of your mind, even if you're not saying it, that is what you are, like that is...
Inakuja naturally.
Inakuja naturally, alafu even you are surprised. Uko like, when did I start thinking like this? But it was not a you thing. You did not sit and start thinking like that. It was something that was put in you. Yes, for a long time. So it is just like that. It is, people think about developing as a country, as a nation, as a continent. But at the end of the day, it's really an individual journey. kujiuliza mbona
why am I doing this?
Why am I doing things like this hivyo?
Umesema hivyo nikakumbuka. There was a time our president had talked about that you people are talking about the airport and you have never been to the airport. And then I remembered, even me, I had the problem of, nilikuwa naona ukienda airport, you have made it in life.
I know.
Like it is just a conditioning that is inside your head. You don't know where imetoka, but because our culture and our society has raised us like that, tunafikiria hivyo. So we think things like those ones are like...
Yeah, true.
Okay, another question. Do you think hard work is enough for success? Or are there other things that play?
I think to others it is.
To others it is.
Yeah, to others it is. I feel like tuko me I don't know. I don't know how
yetu inakulipa ukikuwa hardworking.
I don't know how I think. I don't know how I think about things because tuko very squeezy because of internet and everything. We have so much information. Na unapata kuna movement ya don't work hard, work smart. Kuna movement ya everything I've gotten is because of hard work, of waking up. Like there's everything. So I feel like just do what works for you. Hakuna manual.
Yenye utasema ati this one now is the cheat code for Kenya.
Hakuna hivi. Hakuna. There are people who have worked hard and they have results to show. And there are people who have worked smart and they have results to show. There are people walifanya tu hivi. They were at the right place at the right time. And
it worked for
them.
And
it worked for them. So it is not... Hakuna black and white. Na I think that is what people are supposed... Now, if you know there is no black and white, then you have the capacity of giving other people grace. Just because you worked hard and it paid, it doesn't mean other people are not working hard. They are working hard and maybe time yao bado ijafika, ijajipa. So just giving people grace, I think that is most of the things. Even when you're asking me something, it's really hard to answer because it's like people are used to, oh, does working hard pays? Yes, it does. And then you start giving examples, or no, there is nothing. Hakuna. Just do what works for you.
Just do what works for you. Okay. To follow through the question of hard work.
Yeah.
Do you feel like iyo kuamshwa shule like 3 a.m. it added anything to your life? Like, was it worth it? Kuamka shule 3 a.m. sijui kusoma mpaka saa ngapi, whatever. Was it worth it like right now? Compare na our employment and everything.
I think it is.
It is worth it.
It is. Kwa sababu, I think the whole school system for me, I look at it as it taught me discipline. Like, I feel like education imeishi kuchukuliwa kama, oh, you're going to gain knowledge. Most of the time, most of us hata tukumbuki half, hata not half. The report of the things zenye tulisoma.
Ukumbuki anything.
Atukumbuki. It's just a matter of, kuna vitu zenye tulitoka nazo huko. Like for me, I remember nikienda high school nikapelekwa boarding, and then mamangu alikuwa like, utaenda huko ulan usafi, ulan nini. And by the time unatoka high school, there are some things you do as a girl so different. Now you can see it from other people who did not get that experience. So kuna vitu kama hizo. So even when we are talking about hard work, kuamka ya asubuhi, I think it gave me discipline. Na squeezy I don't
different. Unajua kuna venye sahi like mtu anaweza kuwa na bitterness ya shule uko like, mbona mwalimu alikuwa ananiamsha saa 9 to come and
I know
you're in the workplace and you're like, this is what I was working so hard for.
Yeah.
Kuna
there's na feel it's okay to have so many conversations around that kwa sababu kuna so many pros and so many cons when it comes to how we were educated and our 844 system. But when we are talking specifically about waking up and about working hard, I feel like kuna kitu ili
instill something
in you. Yeah, even now when sahi niko employed, yani iko tu hivyo, aushindi ukijiuliza so many questions. You just have to do what you have to do. Na pengine pia hiyo itakusaidia when now you are starting something that you are passionate about. Siku zenye una feel low, siku zenye unajiuliza ile siku yenye shuleni nilikuwa na feel staki kuenda class, did I have that option? No. So mbona sasa inaanza kujipea option and I'm following something that I love and I'm passionate about. So kwanza I think ili instill something that you are no longer huyu mtoto mwenye alikuwa tu wa mama na baba, kitu imefanyika, unaenda kwa mama anakwambia kitu imefanyika. I think ilikupatia that zeal
ya kukua like
yeah,
discipline and dedicated.
Na ikakuonyesha you have to dedicate yourself to something for it to become anything. So without dedication, hakuna kitu.
Unajua hii conversation education is also very tricky because ukisikiza like stories of those successful people that you hear, unasikia he never went to college, he never did this, he never did that. So sometimes you find that as young people tunajipatanga we are confused because we are asking ourselves, is it really worth it? Is it really not worth it? Yeah.
They did not, and that worked for them. I think at the end of the
Kila
day,
mtu akona path yake.
Always go back to what is working for me. And that is why sometimes social media inakuanga so toxic. Because first of all, you don't know what works for you. And then you go to social media.
And you start picking everything. And kila mtu akona opinion yake.
Kila mtu akona opinion yake and kila mtu akona kitu ili work for them. So I feel like just take what works for you and just move with that. It's not about... Because mimi sahi, I know so many people wenye hata wako shule because of the 844 system, alafu uko like, utaambia mtoto asiende high school na kila mtu anaenda high school, utampeleka wapi? So kuna hiyo like there was no, hata tukigrow up hakukuwa na alternatives. Sasa kwa sababu mtoto wangu ninaona ni kama huyu si wa shule, sijui hakuna, there are no such programs, hakuna programs kama hizo. So
kama ni shule ukiingia mpaka umalize.
So kuna hiyo, but hata sahi I know of people that 844 is not working for them as children. Maybe they are very artistic, they are very what, but wako shule wanangangana tu na hiyo 844. So I don't know.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. But after umetoka kuinje, unajua you can't, uwezi jificha behind the system forever.
Yeah.
Itafika to place you'll have to answer for yourself. So lazima ifike place uko like, okay, this is what happened. So ni nini ninataka and what is working for me from now henceforth. And you start, even if it's small steps, even changing your mindset about things, it's also a step. So, yeah.
Okay. Another question. How much does your sense of belonging influence your ambition in life?
It does. I think it does. So my main focus imekuwa change my sense of belonging.
How? Like how?
Unaona venye like unasemanga like most people when they go to church wanasemanga it gives me a sense. I remember even when we were in kwa shule tukiulizwa some of this, I don't know if it was benefits of being a Christian. They were saying it gives you a sense of belonging, vitu kama hizo. So na feel ni kama when you expound your sense of belonging more and more, you are no longer fixed in that kwa hiyo space ndogo yenye ulikuwa umejiwekea.
JK box seme tu, now because I'm a Christian this is who I am and period, nothing else.
Yeah. I think hiyo like nimeanza, it has been a journey. And even living alone mambo ya Christianity na spirituality, even as an African, bado kuko na hiyo. Like kuna a sense of belonging ya your community. So you don't want to do something
because of community, society.
Yeah, but I think tunafaa kuacha hiyo mambo ya society, community, whatever. It should be, according to me, it's mostly ni watu wagani hao wana make an impact in your life wenye unaweza taka ku make proud, and then you like how the opinion yao inafaa kumata. Lakini historia, I can't do this because of society. At the end of the day, the same society is going to condemn you. Ukifika like 50, 60 years, you've never done anything with your life.
Like,
you know,
you wasted your life.
What have you been doing all these years? So I think na Africa tuko na hiyo shida ya society, community. It's a positive thing and a negative thing at the same time, because in Africa bado tuko na community is very important and it helps. But at the same time, inakuwa
a hindrance to your progress.
So na ndio nasema vitu mingi hakuna black and white, hakuna yes or no. It's a gray area. It's a gray area and we have to be in a position enye tunaweza kuwa na hiyo balance. Kukua like, I know my society is important and my community is important, but at the end of the day, I have my life and they have lived theirs. So,
I'll do me and...
na tuone venye kutaenda huko mbele. Yeah.
If you could change one thing to make opportunities more equal, what will you change?
If I could change one thing.
Or do you think that right now, the way our society is feminist movement, are we equal right now with men? Can we say like very confidently what a man can do, a woman can do?
Yeah, I think we are. I think we are equal, but na feelingi when it comes to leadership, even if we don't say it, somehow ni kama at the back of our mind tunaonanga ni kama men are better leaders, because you can even see in the way that we elect. So I don't know if it's tuna elect more men ama ni more qualified women atupati wa kuelect. Hapo I don't know the answer to that. But in terms of nini tume progress so much when it comes to giving women equal opportunities with men. But kuna so many things that we need to work with when it comes to men and women. So many like what? Like for example, child support what? Like sasa ni kama I don't know kama hii ni ku bring my country down, lakini in Kenya we have so many deadbeat dads. So hiyo ni so uko like.
And do you wako deadbeat why? Ni kwa sababu they have chosen to be deadbeats ama women wamesema mimi I'm independent, I can do it?
No, I don't think I've met one woman mwenye that is their thinking.
Really?
I've not met one woman mwenye akona mtoto mwenye the dad is a deadbeat dad and she's saying, oh, I'm independent, I don't care. They started as wanting to be a family and then vitu zika happen venye zili happen and then the woman is left taking care of the child. So I think when we are talking of equality in there are some areas we have equality in, and equality is not what a man can do, a woman can do better. Equality is just if a woman wants to do something, they have that opportunity. And if a man wants to do something, they have that opportunity. Because at the end of the day, there are differences between men and women. There is no competition about that. So I think it's just, there are so many things that need to change when it comes to how things are done
right now.
Kwanza, when we go down kwa ground in the society, there are just so many things. First, I think that deadbeat dad
hiyo ndio inafaa kuanziwa nayo.
Hiyo ndio wanafaa kuanza nayo, because it doesn't make sense that we have so many children who don't have fathers and don't even know their fathers, and their fathers are not providing in any way. It doesn't make sense, and the mothers are left with that
burden ya kukua father and mother.
Alafu sasa mnaanza kushindwa how comes kuna hizi movement za child free, like people, I feel like kuna so many reasons for someone to be child free, but hizo ni vitu za kushtua bado. The fact that you can have a child with someone and they will stop taking care of them. Now what will you do? You already have a child there, utafanya nini? You just have to take care of them, unaona? So kuna so many things that we need to look at when it comes to men and women, when we are talking about men and women. And another thing is safety for women. That is a very big, I don't even know.
What do you mean safety?
Just women to feel safe in the society. Ukipanda matatu, hauogopi unaweza spankiwa. Like when you are in a crowded place, tuseme uko soko, hauogopi mtu ata rub their hands against your ass or something. We just need to live in a society where female or women anafeel ako safe.
Ako secure, I mean.
Ako secure na nini vitu mingi. Kama mi hata nililearn the other day and I was mind blown ati the females in our society who are how do I call them? They are not okay, like tuseme ayuko sawa
in terms of mentally.
Mentally unaona wale we have that family member who is not okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ayuko
the
like
term. I learned that family members give those people family planning just in case a man sleeps with them.
Yeah, they do. Ujiulizangi ujaijiuliza kwa nini ukiona mwanamke a mad woman in the street. Sometimes you'll find that mad woman with a child. Ametoa wapi mtoto?
Exactly.
Ama you'll find them pregnant. Ametoa wapi mimba?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So unaona vitu kama hizo niko like ama na nini, na bado we have so many pedophiles in our society.
Pedophiles?
So many.
What do you mean?
Guy, we have so many. Unajua mimi saa zingine naongeanga na watu niko like, because mostly the movies that I watch are investigative movies.
Okay.
And hizo vitu zinakwanga kwa movies. And because most of the movies I watch are from US or those sides, I'm like, oh, these are things that happen in that part of the world, you know.
Yeah.
But just to hear stories from colleagues, from friends, you are like, hizo stories ata I never thought zina exist. But now, after I hear their stories, I remember my own childhood. Na nakumbuka there were men, like big men.
Adult men
who are hitting on me when I was a child. When I was in primary, alafu unajua mimi nimelelewa place enye, you can go to anyone's house. People come to your house, you go to their houses. So when I go to their house and sometimes it's just the man na TV, I just sit and watch. And then they start hitting on you. But at that time I was not...
you are not understanding.
I was not understanding. But now when you look back, uko like, wow. Like there are so many pedophiles in our society. And then that is not something that our parents were willing to talk about. Even the people that have been molested by their family members, when you tell your parent or the older, an adult in your family, they don't want, wako like, wewe achanga kuenda huko, ama unaambiwa usiku unavaa hivi ukienda kwa nini. Ama ni wewe
instigate, ama vitu kaa hizo.
Exactly. So, hiyo pia ilinishtua. Like, as a society, we have so many things to change when it comes to how women are treated in our society and how safe they are.
And just a random question. Do you think that junionolanga maju most of the time inakuanga that the work of the government to take care of those things? Do you think in Africa, like wakati tulikuwa deep in our culture, those things zilikuwa a little bit haziyuko, or we should go back to those cultures, societies zenye zilikuwa like mtu akionekana yeye ni pedophile unakuwa excommunicated, vitu kama hizo, ama what do you think? Ama ukikuwa a deadbeat dad unakuwa excommunicated, the grandparents take care of everything, vitu kaa hizo.
Unaona sasa,
ama ni government.
Hapo sasa ndio nasema the problem is with the way we see society. The thing is we are not going back. Hakuna stories za whatever that word is. Excommunicated. Like hakuna vitu kama hizo. We are living in a society that is very huge. Unaweza zamani you are living in your community ilikuwa a very important thing to you. Sahi ninaweza tu toka kama mimi nimelelewa Ngong, naweza tu toka Ngong kama sahi na niende mahali kwingine and I start a life. So inaitwa excommunicate.
You don't even care.
Ukini excommunicate in Ngong ninakaa tu ku forever and that's it. I feel just we have to
create
laws zenye tuko nazo zinafaa kukua zina deal na hizi vitu. Kwa sababu sasa sahi the only thing yenye nashtua watu is that personal punishment.
Upelekwe jela ama ufanyiwe kitu.
Nini watu wenye wanacare about being around their society ni watu wachache sana. Na ni watu wenye bado tuseme kama unaona Meru, they care about those things. When I go back to Meru, like they care. Hata nikienda Meru, unapata everyone, like hiyo place yenye shosho anakaa, everyone knows me. Oh, mtoto wa sijui nani. But here, like things are different. Yeah. So I don't know if like a society ati communicate mtu ina make any difference. But people need to start suffering the consequences of their actions because some things don't even make sense. That a 3-month-old child can die because they have been raped with their own dad or their own family member. Like these are very sad things. Like you hear them and unaona ni kama watu wanadanganya because
you can't even imagine.
You can't even imagine. You can't imagine. So it's a very sad reality, but I feel ni kama tuta move past it.
We will move
time,
past it. Okay, with time. Another question, is there a balance between being culturally proud of where you have come from and building a united African identity?
Sorry. Ati being what?
Are you culturally proud of where you have come from? Ama kuna hii identity yenye tunaji-identify now as Africa? Do you think that we can be able to identify ourselves as African and be proud of it, and we let go of our, like for instance, here in Kenya, most of us, when it comes politically, for instance, I'm just giving an example, we identify ourselves with our tribes, we vote tribalistically. And then tukikuja, like when we are speaking on a national level, utapata like other nations, like tunaji-identify, like say nikisema Kenyan men, I'm excluding them from the other African men. Do you think there is a point in time as African tutafika mahali now we will not be saying Kenyan men ama Kikuyu girl, tutakuwa tunasema African girl, Kikuyu girl, African man, vitu kama hizo. And does that make you feel like there's a part of you ume lose to identify yourself as an African other than as a, maybe for instance, a Meru or a Kenyan?
I don't think that will ever happen. Like when I'm outside maybe my continent, Africa, and someone asks me, I'll say I'm an African. Like,
but
there's no
I'm
need.
talking about when you are here. Unaona kama tutafika hiyo place yenye we can just identify ourselves as Africans. I don't identify myself with my tribe or my culture where I've come from. Or I just simply identify myself as a Kenyan. I don't identify myself as a Kikuyu or something.
Not necessarily. And I don't think it's even necessary to like unify and be like, I'm not Meru, I'm a Kenyan. I feel that like there is a place for everything. The problem comes when you put tribe in everything. But there are places for tribes. Like let's say people are getting married. There's a way Kikuyus do their wedding. There's a way Merus do. There's even burial. Like in Africa, we have so many cultures, and we have cultures as an African, and we have cultures as a tribes. We have culture as a country. So I don't think it's necessarily it needs to be like that at united or anything. But at the same time, I feel like we need to be at a place where you can leave your culture behind when
making important decisions. When need be.
When need be. Like I can say in Kenya, like because we have been fighting Nini against bad governance, when we are in the streets, there is no Meru, there is no Kikuyu, there is no, So, but when we go back to like we are with our grandparents, there's a culture and there's a tribe and there's everything. So I feel like the problem is not being able to put down something when it needs to be put down. For example, if someone has been killed because of politics and everything, if that person is a man or a woman, at that time I don't care if that person is a man or a woman, so that I can say, oh, I'm a feminist, he's a man, take care of yourselves. No, at that time a human being has been killed and we are coming together as human beings to say this is wrong. Or if a human right has been, not followed, when someone has gone has been caught by the police and they do those funny things in the cells. So at that point, it's no longer a man or a woman or any tribe. It's about, this is not right. It doesn't go in accordance with our law in Kenya. So it's no longer, now I'm a citizen of Kenya, talking as a citizen of Kenya. And I'm no longer talking as a female. I'm not talking as a Meru. I'm talking as a citizen of Kenya. So I think that is, it's not even about Africa. I think it's about the whole world where these things are supposed to happen.
Ikifika place when you are dealing with human rights, when you're dealing with important issues,
you do things according to how you deal with something according to how it has presented itself. Like for example, if I'm going, because Kenyans, we are very good with running. So when I go outside, I will go with a Kenyan flag. I want to be proud of my country. I want to know that is my my country. Those are my country people who are winning,
Yeah.
So there is that. So I don't think there is like a line that this is support. No, it's people should I feel the problem is we hold things so tightly. We are so attached to our identity, and I think that's a problem.
So
you're not supposed to be so attached.
kidogo uko like you take it personally, even in places where you shouldn't take it personally.
We shouldn't be so attached to our identity. You can take any identity as it fits the situation. Yeah.
Okay. Najua mimi for me naonanga hizi stories za cultural identity zikiendana na story ya colonization. You know, I'm a literature student, so most of the time kwa shule when we are talking about hizi story ya colonization and everything, all they talk about is mambo ya culture, sijui love your culture, sijui speak your language, sijui do what. But for me, to some extent, I do feel like kuna place tu itafika, and then we are no longer about our cultures, we are no longer about where we come from, but we are like our identity. Because for instance, mimi nikikuwa grandmother, when I will become a grandmother, if I'll ever be a grandmother, I don't see, unajua mimi my grandmother alikuwa ananiforce I speak Kikuyu because she doesn't hear any other language.
Yeah.
But for me I don't think your time ikifika me, I think that will be the death of our language then. Yeah. Of course, kuna watu wenye kama mimi, they are my age, but they know that Kikuyu. But even them, I think because of the dilution that is going on, their children, now it will be the death of that language. But I don't know. Maybe we will see when we get there.
Yeah,
tukifika hiyo 60 years.
We will.
Okay. Another question. What do you think is more important? Equal access or rewarding excellence? What is more important? Watu wapatiwe equal access to opportunity, ama kijituma unapewa reward. Gani ndio most important according to you? Like unaona kama sahi for example, I used to there is a film nilikuwa na watch kwa Netflix. It was a show about people were like wana compete. It was a beauty contest. I think hata nishai kutumia, I don't know kama uli watch, but it was watu walikuwa na compete makeup artists. They were competing against each other. So there it's like they were rewarding excellence. They don't show you grace. Like ukimess up, you're gone.
Yeah.
You're out. And then there is this other one that they give all of you equal opportunity. They show you grace and all that. Which one do you think is better for our society? We build a culture where we are just rewarding excellence. You just do your thing and then we reward you. Ama the one that's like we give you equal access to opportunity.
I think it's a bit of both.
It's a bit of both.
At the end of the day, tuseme like when you want a service and you want a service in a particular profession, you are like, you want to go for the best in that profession. So na unajuanga the best as zingine because ali wins. Like I feel like there is a need for people like being the best at something, but at the same time there's a need for people being given, kwa sababu saa zingine unapatuanga opportunity and then uko like, oh, I'm really good at this, and then you pursue it and then you become the best. So I think there's a silver lining hapo.
Can be drawn and be told that you should do this for this to happen.
And at the end of the day, people should be aiming to be the best in whatever field they are in.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter which field you've chosen. You always should be aiming to be the best in your field. So at first, unaona some mtu kama huyo at first ana need to opportunity. Ana need opportunity, like ukimweka kwa position ya kucompete, ndio time anajidiscover itakuwa a bit unfair, but at the end of the day ana need your competition to compete with the people in her level, kwa sababu saa zingine tu normally when you're living your life and doing things, unaweza anza kujifunza something ama game. At first you don't care who you are playing with, you're just playing because you want to learn the game, but inafika mahali kwenye uko like, sitaki kucheza na huyo ndiye anaanza, like you want to play with the best so that you uone where
you grow and grow.
Uko wapi as an individual in that specific game, even if it's something stupid as pool. Inafika mahali uko like, mi sichezi na wao ndio wameanza. Acha nicheze na nani, naonanga akipiga watu 7 balls, acha nicheze naye. So it's about that. It's a bit of both.
It's a bit of both.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we are about to wrap up. So the last question is, if you could redesign our society, like ni nini ungeanza nayo? Is it education? Is it religion? If you are given the superpower, kambiwa, now I've given you the freedom. I want you to transform maybe say Kenya. Utachagua gani? Which one is the one that you should choose? Education, religion, family structure, the way we do business. What will you choose and why?
I will choose religion. Na naweza sema religion, every religion iko inafunzwa kwa shule.
Religion.
Unaona venye
tulikuwa primary spaghetti. Unakumbuka ile tulikuwa tunafunzwa tunaambiwa there are people who are worshiping spaghetti god until that one.
Like the known religions of the world.
Okay.
Zinafaa, unaona vile tulikuwa tunafunzwa Christianity CRE in our
na tunafunzwa na kuna Islamic where
kuna Islamic but Islamic it was not taught to everyone. But when we were in primary, even the Muslims were supposed to learn CRE. You know, so I feel like when we were starting tungefunzwa kila kitu. Tunafunzwa Islam, tunafunzwa CRE.
Sasa umefanya ikakuwa more interesting.
Tunafunzwa CRE, tunafunzwa Hindu, tunafunzwa like the known religions of the world, not these ones zenye zinatokea ku kando hazijaeleweka sijui nini, but the known religions of the world na feel zingefunzwa zote so that ikifika place sasa ya kuchagua unaona ni which religion you feel you are more unaingiana nayo sana and because most of us, some people are just Christians because they were brought up as Christians.
Or they found themselves in Christian society.
There. And like when you are raised in Indian, you're just a Hindu, a Buddhist, you know, when you are
because
raised
that is where you are.
When you're raised in a Muslim family, you're just a Muslim. So I feel like if you are given that and then now you can unafika place and then you say for religion to be a choice.
Unajichagulia after all. Ukifika place unasema now now I have chosen this is my path.
Yes. And if it was put like that as a choice, hakungekuwa na your religion is better than mine because we have all learned about all these religions na tukona hakuna big deal about it, hakuna yenye iko worse or bad whatever. They are all just religions. They are just a way of expressing yourself spiritually. So it's more of ni gani una resonate nayo and you just go for it. Lakini saa hii imekuwa and then sasa kwa sababu unakuanga in your religion and then you don't know anything about the other religion. So your religion is the right religion. Hiyo ndio inapeleka watu heaven. Hizi zingine wote wanaenda hell.
You are going to hell. I'm the one going to heaven.
So yeah.
Umesema story ya choices alafu nikafikiria tu in my head. Mtoto mdogo anaweza make choice surely. Ama choices unachuzia wapi? Where do you make the choices? Sasa
hiyo tu ni kufunzwa kwa mashule.
You are not being told that everything. This is the way. You are just being told this is CRE, this is Islamic.
Ini Islam, ini whatever. Ukienda high school zinafunzwa zote. Ukifika form 3 the same way you choose you choose which subject to go with. Ikifika form 3 you choose the subject that you want to go with. And then ikifika maybe you are 19 after either high school ama at whatever point you want to take religion seriously.
Now you can make that decision. You can make even a decision with a lot of awareness.
Now that is a decision. Hizi zingine si decision.
Now that is a decision.
That is now a decision. You've been raised a Christian. What else do you know?
Yeah.
Nothing.
I know.
Now that can be called a decision. Okay. And it is a decision. It will be a decision based on what do I resonate with. It's not a decision based on
our community, our society.
Religion ndio poa. This is the religion that is going to heaven. The rest, no, hakuna religion inaenda hell. So it's more of a choice based on what do I resonate with and what works for me. Which religion when I follow it, I can say that I feel like I'm reaching God or whatever you want to call the person you worship. Like which religion. But sasa hii hizi vitu zote no.
It does not work like that.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not a choice.
Okay. So this comes to the end of our episode. Yes. I'm so happy that you have been here today. I'm happy for the insights that you have given us today. I appreciate your time, your effort, and everything, your support. It means so much to me. Do you have anything else to say? A last word or anything? Ama uko sawa, we close.
A last word. I can say
unaweza tuacha na kikoti hivi cha philosopher utushtue kwanza utuzie uoga whatever it is.
the thing I can say is people should start questioning everything, questioning your belief system, questioning mbona mtu anasema kitu uko so triggered, and it has to be like, it's not even something to talk about, it's just you being very bothered by something.
Unakuwa bothered like
mtu amesema something about you, ama thinking umekaa hapa, maybe you've entered a room and you're thinking, oh, these people are thinking like this about me. What do you don't even know what they are thinking, and even if they were thinking that, utafanya like people should start
questioning
their belief system in a way that you come up with a system that is healthy and that works for you. History tu uliraiziwa, ukakonditioniwa, and now you're living with that conditioning.
You have to work on yourself.
In
short.
Work on yourself.
You have to ask yourself, why am I believing what I'm believing? And why am I doing what I'm doing? And why am I reacting the way I'm reacting?
Why am I reacting the way I'm reacting? Mtu tu amekukanyanga, umekasirika the whole day. What do you mean?
Uongeleshi watu wanashangaa
ati you've ruined my day. Like, siku ni yako, it's your life, it's your day you are ruining. So, yeah.
Okay. Okay, everyone, thank you for watching this episode. Let us see each other on the next episode. That was Scholastica Kadire. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.